I now recognize the gentleman from Missouri, Mr. Burleson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to speak frankly at first to the American people. We're nearing $37 trillion in national debt. What does that mean? That means that each and every U.S. taxpayer owes over $323,000. Okay? What does that mean? That means when the EPIC, which is the Economic Policy Innovation Center, says we have 18 trillion left. That's it. 18 trillion left to take out. And we're spending $2 trillion in debt every year. Folks, we're at the precipice of a debt, like a debt cycle. We're literally at a point in which the dollar will be worth nothing. What does that mean? And we know Social Security goes bankrupt in 8 years, right? Medicare goes bankrupt in 10 years. And then 15 years from now, the dollar is completely devalued and worth nothing. So what does that mean? That means your pension, the money in your bank, your savings is nothing. It's worthless. So what are we doing? We're trying to save this country. We're trying to save your pensions. We're trying to save your bank accounts. We're trying to save this country for the next generation. And it would be nice if we had help. But instead, we have people that are fighting us on this. And I think that I would hate to be in the Democratic Party right now because you're in a really bad bind. You're having to defend all of this crazy spending, all of this crazy waste. So how do you do it? You do ad hominem attacks. You attack the messenger. Oh, Elon Musk, right? He's rich. He must be evil, right? That's the attacks. Really? You can't do any better than that, right? Let's talk on the policy. Help us. We're trying to save this country.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and most importantly, please make sure you are following me on Telegram at TD Media Group. The link to my Telegram is in the description box below and will be pinned in the comment section once this stream is over. It is extremely important that you follow me on Telegram to help circumvent social media censorship and shadow banning. So please do that for me. You will never miss a notification if you're following me on Telegram. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news. Right, I want to get into the stream today, and I want to speak on the DOGE Subcommittee hearing that took place yesterday. I want to speak on it briefly, but I want to try to breeze through it because I'm behind on a few things, and I want to make sure I catch up and get up to date with all this news that's coming out. Right, but you might be aware of this. Right, this happened yesterday, and it was a complete clown show. And the reason it was a clown show was because of Democrats, of course, right? Look at this article here. And this article, it comes from, I believe it's called the New Republic. The New Republic is a left-leaning, news publication. And they have this article that they wrote here, and it reads, Democrats turn first DOGE hearing into an Elon Musk roast. Now, when they're saying this from the standpoint of, we turned it into an Elon Musk roast. Ha, ha, ha. And there's nothing funny about that at all. If you go back and you listen to the hearing, it's about 2 hours long. And I strongly suggest that you do. I listened to the whole 2 hours yesterday, throughout the day, not in one sitting, but throughout the day. Every time a Republican spoke concerning waste, fraud, and abuse, they would highlight the issues, highlight the waste, fraud, and abuse, and then they would essentially pass the ball over to the witnesses that they would ask questions to, those witnesses who are experts in cybersecurity and experts in mitigating waste, fraud, and abuse. So they would engage in problem solution, right? The representative congressman who is a Republican will address the problem, pass it over to the witness. The witness will say, here's the solution. And it was a very interesting conversation to be able to listen to concerning the trillions of dollars that are wasted within our government, and then the very easy solutions to fix these things. Literally, every time the ball, we'll use that metaphor, was passed to a Democrat, like you see here, Representative Garcia, they would immediately dismiss all the important stuff that's being discussed and just go into an Elon Musk bashing rant. They would do this literally every single time, referring to him as President Musk, and even doing silly stuff like this. Let me show you this real quick, because this is so dumb. Let me pull this up for you from the committee hearing and what this guy Garcia had to say, right? Coming towards the end of his little spiel. Let me pull it up on the screen for you guys right now. Is this at the right? Let me go back just a little bit. Okay, right here. The volume might be a little bit low on it. My apologies if the volume is a little bit low, but I want you to just hear what he's getting ready to say. As he got through, giving his anti-Musk spiel and how Elon Musk wants to take your grandmother's Social Security, and Elon Musk wants to take your children's lunch money. He literally said this. Elon Musk wants your children's lunch money. Crazy. He then goes on to quote Kendrick Lamar from his hit record, "They Not Like Us." Listen to this here and how unserious these people are.
Friends. That is the attack that is happening in this committee and across this country, and it's important that we call it out. We also know, of course, that Elon Musk is sending his unqualified DOGE staff to carry out this agenda across all of these agencies. And in some cases, actually teenage staffers. No accountability, no experience, and problematic records. They're trying to rob you, and they're probably a minor. Thank you, and I yield back.
I don't even know what to say. Like, this is like how it went, right? This is how it went. If a Democrat spoke in the midst of the serious conversation, they will respond with complete foolishness and nonsense like this. And when you take all of this into consideration, right? When you take all this into consideration and pull this article here right now, it's no wonder that the Democrats are the most unpopular that they've ever been, I believe, since possibly pre-Obama, right? 2007, 2008. The Democrats' unfavorable rating is 57%. Amongst American voters, registered voters, 57% view Democrats unfavorable. Okay? They don't like them. They're completely out of touch because of foolishness like what we're seeing right now. All the issues that the American public care about, the Democrat Party continuously stands on the opposite side of that. Meanwhile, they're scratching their heads, pretending to be confused about why Trump has an approval rating of 53%. But it's not hard to see and understand why that is. I want to address something else too from that subcommittee hearing also, right? Because I'm pretty sure somebody will watch this, and whether or not they say it in the comment section, they'll say to themselves, well, TD didn't address when this guy here, let me pull this up, Mr. Kassar, I believe his last name is pronounced Kassar, when this guy here exposed, Elon, right? And how he apparently exposed Elon is by addressing the fact that there are about 5 individuals between the agencies that they've gone through that were fired by Elon Musk. Well, I shouldn't say fired by Elon Musk, right? I guess they're fired by the president. But they were fired, right? And these 5 individuals were investigating Elon, right? So they're going, oh, look there's something fishy going on here. Why is he going through these agencies, essentially firing people that are investigating him? Let's go through this right now. Let's unpack this. Let's go back to some articles real quickly. Let me tell you why I don't care. And I'm going to tell you why I don't care. I don't care because this was clear retaliation by Joe Biden, because Biden viewed Elon Musk as a political opponent, right? Numerous articles were written back in 2023, in between September of 2023 and December of 2023, in which you can see here Biden's alarming harassment of Elon Musk. This is from The Hill, right? You got this right here. Biden DOJ targeting of Elon Musk is intimidation, pure and simple. These investigations came down on Elon Musk. Number one, once he purchased X and released the Twitter files. How many of you guys remember the Twitter files? I'll give you guys a brief, reminder. Musk released the infamous Twitter files, which showed the White House conspiring to censor communications on platforms like Facebook and Twitter. How many of you guys remember the Twitter files? That was a big deal because it showed that under the original ownership of Twitter, the Biden administration bullied those people at Twitter, just like they did Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook, to censor factual information and false flagging factual posts as being misinformation, disinformation. Once Elon Musk purchased Twitter, released the Twitter files, and then began to show signs that he was leaning towards endorsing Trump, all of a sudden, he became investigated by numerous agencies. And no, I'm not going to give Biden the benefit of the doubt. When we're talking about Biden's DOJ, you're talking about the same DOJ that engaged in lawfare against Donald Trump. You're talking about the same Biden DOJ that engaged in lawfare against Eric Adams. We're talking about the same Biden administration whose criminal son was found guilty in a federal court, to which he was scheduled to be sentenced to possibly up to 10 years in prison. But because Biden is corrupt, he pardoned his son. And then we're talking about the same Biden who went on to give preemptive pardons to literally his entire family, his brothers, his wife, everybody. His entire family received preemptive pardons. So no, I'm not going to give Biden the benefit of the doubt when it comes to these investigations on Elon Musk, because Biden has proven himself over and over and over again to be corrupt and to be somebody who will put investigations on you, if not charges on you, if he looks at you as a political opponent. So you can miss me with the crybaby stuff about Elon Musk fired these guys that were investigating him. I don't care, because he was being investigated by someone who has clearly showed himself to be crooked, literally over and over and over and over and over again. Now, what I want to do is that I want to take a moment to shift over here, right? Speaking of Elon, I want to take a moment to play this video right here. I want to take a moment to play this here. And many of you have seen this. And this is Elon speaking at the Oval Office with Trump. I just want to play the first literally maybe minute and 20 seconds of it. And then we're going to carry on.
Provide things to its citizens and not simply be servicing vast amounts of debt.
And also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million,
right,
etc.?
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position, which is, what happened at USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But just there seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where does it come from?
I want to address that because it was the exposing of USAID that really kind of blew the top off everything and made Democrats start losing it, right? He said you have these employees within USAID who are making essentially about $115,000 a year, but find themselves having a net worth of literally millions of dollars off of a salary of $100,000 a year. Either you are a phenomenal investor or you're crooked, to say the very least. And I want to address essentially how that's possible. In my opinion, what I think is going on based off the information that I'm going to play for you right now. So remember what Elon said. Remember this before I play this next video. These people in USAID that the Democrats, love so much, are making roughly around $115,000 a year, but find themselves being worth millions of dollars, right? Now check this out.
USAID is in many ways, I mean, we've all known about the waste, the $5,000 toilet seats at the Pentagon. But what we don't know is what the AID has been doing. Not only is their overhead about 90%, nobody would invest in a charity that had 90% overhead because they spend money on contractors and subcontractors and so forth. But very often they're telling.
We can stop right there. 90% of the USAID's money was spent on overhead. You know what overhead is? Overhead is literally the cost of doing business. It's not the products that you're making or the service that you're issuing out. It's literally the cost of doing business. Overhead is how much you're paying in rent, utilities, insurance, other miscellaneous bills, maintenance, office supplies, toiletries. It's 90% of their money went to any and everything but the actual services that they're supposed to be rendering. I mean, if that's not corrupt, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. And then it speaks volumes to how these guys can be, working here a couple years, making $100,000 a year, but then walk away being multimillionaires. Multimillionaires. That is crazy. 90% overhead is diabolical. That is diabolical, right? And then once again, because I see right here, so I'm bringing up Marco Rubio. This goes back to what Marco Rubio was saying as well. He stated only roughly around 10 to 15% of the funds actually get to the intended recipients whenever they send the money out. And before it gets to the recipients, it passes through the hands of about 3 to 4 contractors. Everybody's getting rich off this stuff. Everybody's getting rich. And it's coming to the point that these people, Democrats that are, they're being exposed to the point to where they're actually starting to crack and unintentionally telling the truth. As you saw in the title of this video, I believe I titled it blah, 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 Democrats accidentally telling the truth. Look at this here, right? We're all aware of these kind of little silly protests that have been going on with these DNC politicians, right? These DNC lunatics. And I believe this was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Ayanna Presley said the quiet part out loud accidentally. Listen to this here.
Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress.
What? Can we hear that again?
Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress. But they are not serious.
No, you're not serious. You're not serious, and you slipped up and let the cat out of the bag. Now, this isn't something that we don't already know. This is something that I've spoken about on numerous occasions concerning the censorship. We all know this, that what they want and what they love is censorship. But she actually came out of her mouth and said it. She actually came out of her mouth and said it. And I want to play this for you too. I wish I had the video queued up. I'm gonna have to play it, unfortunately, directly off of Twitter, which is something that I don't like to do. Because the audio quality typically isn't good, right? But let me pull this up for you right now. Maxine Waters recently did the same thing, right? She essentially did the same thing. And she slipped up and said something that I don't think she really meant to say, right? As it pertains to we don't know what Elon has on us, right? Let me pull this video up for you right now. Some of you might be familiar with this, some of you are not. While I'm pulling it up, please hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. And please make sure you are following me on Telegram. The link to my Telegram is in the description box below. And will be pinned in the comment section once this stream is over. Let me pull this video up for you right now. Give me just a second while you guys are hitting the like button and subscribing. I think we're here. There we go. Okay. Make this a little bit bigger. And okay, listen up, right? Listen to this here.
When Musk comes knocking at the Fed's door, you gonna let him in?
I don't have anything for you on that.
Would you like to tell us today that you won't?
Just, I'm sorry, but you see how unserious, like even, Chairman Powell, right? The Fed chair, Chairman Powell, he's just like, what are we even talking about here? Like, why are you asking me if Elon Musk comes knocking on my door, are you going to let him in? He's like, I don't even know how to answer that. Are you being serious right now? But let it start over, okay? And I'm going to be quiet. Just listen to this here.
When Musk comes knocking at the Fed's door, you going to let him in?
I don't have anything for you on that.
Would you like to tell us today that you won't let DOGE into the Federal Reserve or have access to the systems and the data?
So I don't have any, we've had no no contact, and I don't really have, I have nothing for you to report today on that.
Well, you know what happened at Treasury, and you know what happened over at the CFPB, and the people of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us, our bank accounts, everything that in our lives. So I want to protect it in the Fed. Mr. Powell, when Musk comes...
I want you to pay attention to her tone of voice when she said, we don't know what all they have on us. And now she's trying to correct herself. Our bank accounts, our files, our...
all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us, our bank accounts, everything that in our lives. So I want to protect it in the Fed. Mr. Powell, when Musk comes...
What do you mean we don't know what he has on us? He doesn't have anything on us because he didn't have access to any of the stuff that you said he had access to, right? The Treasury Secretary had already confirmed that. Elon Musk didn't have any of that. He doesn't have any of that stuff. So what are you so worried about? What are you so concerned about? What are you so scared of? What is Maxine Waters worried about that these audits might bring up about her? All right. Look at this video here. I want to play this one last video before we head out of here. These people, they look and are acting like a fallen party, you can say. They look like, look at this video here of Elizabeth Warren. This is like one of those videos when like a criminal just beat a case, like a high profile case, like let's say a high profile deletion case, and they just beat the deletion, and now they're being swarmed by the news outlets, and they're just trying to get the heck out of Dodge, right? Look at this here.
The shutdown.
So Senator Warren, why are you so afraid of transparency? Why are you bothered by the fact that Elon Musk is attempting to expose all of this fraudulent spending? What is that about? What is the problem here? What is the problem with transparency? Do not touch me. Do not touch me. Senator Warren, I just want to answer a question. How did you get a $12 million net worth on a $200,000 salary in Congress?
How did you get a $12 million net worth on a $200,000 salary, Ms. Warren? That's a good question. I would love to hear that answered.
On a $200,000 salary in Congress.
Thank you.
How did you do that?
Excuse me.
How did you do that? You can keep trying to block my camera. We're on a public sidewalk, so get off of me.
Who are you?
So you don't want to answer that question. What is it about DOGE that's such a problem to you? You just elbowed me, Senator. I got that on camera.
Excuse us. Thank you.
Transparency is your enemy.
Did you see she elbowed him? These people are losing it. They're losing it right here. She looks so mad. Look at her face. They are so mad. Why are they so mad? Look at Elizabeth Warren. Why are you so mad? And you're going to see it's coming up right here. She's going to elbow him. She's going to lean right into him.
What is it about DOGE that's such a problem to you? You just elbowed me, Senator. I got that on camera. We're on public sidewalk, so get off of me. So you don't want to answer that question. What is it about DOGE that's such a problem to you? You just elbowed me, Senator. I got that on camera. Sidewalk.
One last time.
Get off of me. So you don't want to answer that question. What is it about DOGE that's such a problem to you? You just elbowed me, Senator. I got that on camera.
I want to clip that up. You just elbowed me, Senator. I got that on camera. I'm going to clip that up. You just elbowed me, Senator. I got that on camera. But these people are, the DNC is completely collapsing right now. It is collapsing right in front of our very eyes. And the corruption is exposing them all. And I want to make this one last point before I head out of here, because I do got to get out of here. I got to pick my son up from school. This one last point, and it's a question that I posed a couple live streams ago, right? I stated, I get when people say, oh, Democrats and Republicans, the left and right, they're both two sides of the same coin. I get it. I get it. And I won't argue against that. You know, you can have that. I completely understand that position if that's the position that you hold. But when it comes down to this audit that's taking place, why is it that it's only one side that has the issue with this? It's literally only one side. It's not both. It's not both. It's only one. And it's the DNC. It's the DNC. I want to play this video for you before I get out of here too. I'm gonna play one more for you guys. I think I can have enough time to play one more, so I don't pick up my son late. He won't be mad at me. But let me play this one last video of Ayanna Pressley, because they're all so angry. They're all so upset. I thought I had it queued up already, but look at this right here.
Congresswoman, what do you have to say about the fact that FEMA just spent $59 million housing illegal immigrants while people in Western North Carolina lived in tents for the past 4 months? What do you have to say about that? Do you accept that? Do you accept that? Do you accept the fact that, because DOGE exposed that today, it sounds like you have a big problem with the fact that DOGE... I'm not blocking her. Excuse me. I'm not blocking. Excuse me. Are you okay with that? Do you condemn the fact that DOGE exposed FEMA for sending $59 million to house illegal immigrants today?
Excuse me, sir.
Do you condone that?
Excuse me, sir.
I don't know who the
I don't know who. I tell you what. If I don't know who you are. Let's go. You're in the way.
I'm not in the way.
You are in the way.
Okay, then get out of my way. Oh, what's that? What's that look? What's that look?
Look at that. Just ice grilled them. Just so mad and salty.
Okay, then get out of my way. Oh, what?
Oh man, they are falling apart and they are completely collapsing. Completely collapsing. We're watching the DNC collapse right in front of our very eyes, right? And once again, this says a lot. Going back to this graph right here, as to why the American people feel the way that they do. American citizens, those who are registered voters, have an unfavorable rating of 57% when it comes to Democrats. 57% of voters view the DNC as 57%. That's the largest. Let me see. I think it's the largest since 2008. Their largest unfavorable rating since 2008, pre-Obama. Yeah, that's the largest. That's the largest favorability advantage the GOP has had over the Democrat Party since 2008, according to Quinnipiac. That is huge. 57% of registered voters don't like the DNC. Meanwhile, Trump has a 53% approval rating. But I mean, they're telling on themselves. They're telling on themselves. And this audit is definitely doing a number on them. And with all that being said, that's going to do it for today's stream. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. Please hit the like button on your way out. If you're watching me for the first time and you like what you've heard, please make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification next to the subscribe button. But most importantly, make sure you're following me on Telegram. That way you will never miss a notification. You don't have to worry about YouTube unsubscribing you. You don't have to worry about social media shadow banning and all that good stuff. So Telegram at TD Media Group. Following me on Telegram is free to do. So let's get into the support, because I don't exist without you guys' support. So let me read off the love you guys showed me. Shout out to my man Saul, who keeps my family fed. All right. Saul said, in other news, Dallas interim chief won't aid ICE. Interesting. I will definitely be looking into that, and we'll most definitely be speaking on that tomorrow, because I got a lot of ICE stuff, mass deportation stuff that I want to address tomorrow. But that's interesting. And thanks for keeping me up to date on that. And, you know, to the interim chief, the Dallas interim chief, don't worry, Pam Bondi's coming for you. Okay. Pam Bondi's coming for you. My man So Spun the Block, he said, watch DNC rapping. We gonna be all right. They're definitely not gonna be all right. They are definitely not gonna be all right. Shout out to my man Benton Jr. Bay, who says, what's up with Maxine's wig? I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what's up with that wig. It's whenever I see like Maxine Waters or Mitch McConnell, I didn't see the video, but I heard like Mitch McConnell, like he fell 2 times or something like that. Like he was in some Senate hearing or something like that, and he tripped and fell twice, like for no reason or something. He just fell. You know, we really need term limits. It's never going to happen. We're never going to get term limits in Congress. We're never going to see that for a host of reasons that I'm not going to get into right now. But I really wish you can get term limits, honestly, and age limits too. Shout out to JD Informant, who said those bodyguards tried out for the Cowboys O-line. And shout out to College of Natural Health Science, BDA, for 11 months of service. Oh yeah, and shout out to JD Informant for 22 months of service as a channel member. I appreciate you, man, for being a channel member for 22 months. And I appreciate you, College of Natural Health Science, BDA, for being a channel member for 11 months. I appreciate you. 11 months of service. Said, you better thank a union member for transparency. Oh man, I gotta do it. You better thank a union member for transparency. I'll leave you all with the immortal words of Kamala Harris.
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Better thank a union member for transparency. Anyways, man, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Follow me on Telegram. Peace, and have a great afternoon.